Good morning students and welcome to the new lecture of accountancy. And previously as we have started the topic that is the accounting ratio, and as you all know that there are basically the four dimension of accounting ratio we are going to study, that is the liquidity ratio, then the solvency ratio, the activity or turnover ratio, and the profitability ratio. So if you are going to study the ratio, the accounting ratio, you will have the four kind of ratio, that is the liquidity ratio, solvency ratio, turnover ratio or activity ratio, and also the profitability ratio. Basically we have the four kind of ratio. These four kind of ratio is again divided in according to this segment, different ratio you will find out there. Suppose in the liquidity ratio you have the two, that is the current ratio or the quick ratio. You will have to find out just to see the liquidity. So we have already done the liquidity ratio and also the solvency ratio. Today we are going to discuss about the other two ratios, that is the activity ratio and the profitability ratio. So if we concentrate on the activity ratio, it is based on the times ratio. Also we have studied about the expression of the ratio is you will find the expression of the ratio in the four kinds. That is the pure ratio, it may be the percentage ratio, it may be your times ratio, and also in the fraction ratio. So the activity ratio or the turnover ratio, the expression of this ratio comes in the times. Whenever you calculate any of the ratio from the turnover, it will come in the times ratio. And if we talk about the profitability ratio, all kind of the profits you are going to see here, and all the profits are actually try to in this ratio, actually in the profitability ratio, all the profits are actually trying to make the relation with the revenue from operation. We are actually trying to make the relation between the revenue from operation and with the different kinds of the profit which is there in the business. Also this is when you are calculate this ratio, the expression of this ratio is come in the percentage. We have the different five kind of ratio when we calculate the profitability ratio of the business. So we will first move to the third ratio, that is the activity ratio. Also it is called the turnover ratio. In this ratio we have, this ratio is actually divided into the three kind of activity, which is very important for the business. Inventory is very much important. Then it means from the start to the end, what are the different activities we are to face in the manufacturing unit, or you can say for any trading units. So there must be the inventory. Also if you have less inventory, we are to be also arrange the purchases. So purchases and inventory, this is a very important activity, and just to convert the inventory and also the purchases to the finish, there should be the working capital. And when the working capital, with the help of the working capital, when you convert the raw material into the finished goods, there is the next step is the sales. So there are the four activities here. On the basis of that process, there should be the inventory, there should be the purchases, there should be the working capital, and last but not, there should be the sale. So on the basis of the important four activity, we have the four turnover ratio. First is the inventory turnover ratio. Second one is the trade receivable turnover ratio. Then third one is the trade payable turnover ratio. And fourth one is the working capital turnover ratio. Here you are taking the sale and purchase on the credit basis. That's why we are taking the credit, that is the trade receivable turnover ratio. We are taking here the credit revenue, and also for the trade payable we are taking the credit purchase. So one by one we are going to discuss it. First is the activity ratio, or which is called the turnover ratio. Turnover ratio means how well the resources has been used by the enterprises. In the other word, these ratio measures the effectiveness with which the enterprise use its available resources. The result is expressed in the time. As we have tell you about that, this ratio is actually come into the times. So here activity or a or cost of goods sold or revenue from operation or a net sale. Higher the turnover ratio means better use of capital or the resources, which in turn means better profitability ratio. So first ratio here is the inventory turnover ratio. It is actually try to make a relation between the cost of revenue from operation with the average inventory. So we can say that what is the objective of this ratio? What is the importance of this ratio? The objective of computing the inventory turnover ratio is ascertaining whether the investment in stock has been judicious or not. Only the required amount is invested in stock. It measures the efficiency of the inventory management. It shows the number of the times the amount invested in the inventory is rotated. The higher ratio, that more sales are being produced by the rupee of investment in inventories. A very high ratio shows the over trading and it may result in the working capital shortage. So this is the basic main aim of the inventory turnover ratio, and how your inventory is turning into the finished good, turning into the rupee. Next is the trade receivable turnover ratio. Trade receivable turnover ratio. So trade receivable turnover ratio, it is the amount received against the goods sold or services rendered in the normal course of business by the enterprises. In other words, amount remaining outstanding against sale of the goods or services rendered or rendered are trade receivable. Trade receivable include the debtors and also the bills receivable. Trade receivable is equal to the debtor plus your bills receivable. Trade receivable ratio establishes a relation between the credit revenue from operation with the average revenue from operation, and it comes in the time ratio. When trade receivable turnover ratio is computed, it should be kept in mind that the previous provision for the doubtful debts are not deducted from the receivable, since the purpose is to calculate the amount of days of which sales are to be tied up in the trade receivable. And what is the main importance of this ratio? This ratio indicates the number of the times the trade receivables are turned over in a year in relation to the credit sale. It shows how quickly trade receivables are converted to the cash equivalents, and thus shows the efficiency in collection of amount due to against the trade receivables. High ratio is better since it shows the debts are collected more promptly. So high ratio is more good here. Now come to the trade payables. Trade payable also comes into time ratios. The trade payable means amount payable for the purchase of the goods and services taken by the enterprises in the ordinary course of the business. It includes the creditors as well as the bills payable. So the trade payable ratio shows the relation between the net credit purchase and total payable or the average payable. Whereas the average payable period or creditor velocity show the credit period employed by the enjoyed by the enterprise in the paying creditors. So for this, for calculating the average trade payable or the average that is the average revenue from operation, you are to take the average from the opening. You are to take the opening and the closing upon 2. You will have the average of this. Now come to the working capital turnover ratio. So here the working capital turnover ratio shows the relation between the working capital and revenue from operation. It shows the number of time the unit of the rupee invested in the working capital produce the sale. So working capital turnover ratio is very much important, just to know about how quickly you are turning your and you are getting and you are having the turnover or the money or the revenue from that. So the revenue from operation means revenue earned by the company from the operating activities. What is the importance of this ratio? The objective of computing the ratio is to ascertain whether or not working capital has been efficiently used in generating the revenue. Assessment of effective utilization can be made by comprising with the past data or by comparable enterprises or with the industry standard. So high ratio shows efficient use of working capital, whereas low ratio shows the inefficient use of working capital. So this is all about your turnover ratio. Now moving to the profitability ratio. For the profitability ratio, we have again the 5 ratios. That is the revenue, that is the gross profit ratio, operating ratio, then operating profit ratio, net profit ratio, and return on investment. One by one we will going to take it. First of all, what is the profitability ratio? So efficiency in the business is measured by profitability, and profitability refers to the financial performance of the business. So we have the 5 ratio. First is the gross profit ratio, that it establishes the relationship between the gross profit and the revenue from operation, or you can say the net sale of an enterprise. So we can have what is the objective of this ratio, or what is the importance of this ratio. That the main objective of computing the gross profit ratio is to determine the efficiency with which production and purchase operation and selling operation are carried out. So gross profit is a reliable guide for fixing the selling price and efficiency of trading activity. It should be adequate to cover operating expenses, dividend, and to build reserves. The ratio may be compared with the ratio of earlier year or with the other firm to compare and assess the efficiency of the business in other firms. Higher gross profit is better. It leaves the higher margin to meet the operating expenses and creation of the reserve. I am repeating it, that higher the ratio is better, and it leaves a higher margin to meet the operating expenses and also create the reserve. Now come to the next, that is your operating ratio. Now this is the operating ratio, that is the second ratio. Operating ratio establishes the relation between the operating cost and the revenue from operation. And what do you mean by operating cost? Operating cost is actually the cost of the revenue from operation plus your operating expenses, that is your operating cost. So operating costs are those costs which are incurred for operating activities of the business. For example, employees benefit expenses and other expenses also come here. Just to calculate the cost of revenue from operation, what you have to add or less? You have to take the opening inventory, excluding the spare part and the tools, plus net purchases, plus direct expenses, minus closing inventory, excluding the spare parts and tools, loose tools. Now, what is the objective and significance of this ratio? The objective of computing the operating ratio to assess the operational efficiency of the business. It shows the percentage of the revenue from operation, and that is observed by the cost of revenue from operations and other operating expenses. Lower the operating ratio, is better because it leaves a higher profit margin to meet the non-operating expenses, to pay the dividends. A rise in the operating ratio indicates the decline in the efficiency. So we can say that the operating ratio should be, you can say that the operating ratio should be here less, because if it will be less, you can say that the operating margin to meet the non-operating expenses. So we can say that here the higher the margin to meet, it means because it leaves a higher margin. So we can say that lower operating ratio actually is better. Means that if the ratio here the ratio will be lower, it will be better. Vice versa for creating the margin. Now next is your operating profit ratio. Operating profit ratio is actually the relation between the operating ratio with the revenue from operation multiplied by 100. So here you can say that this is also the percentage ratio, and the objective of computing the ratio to determine the operational efficiency of the business, as an increase in the ratio over the previous period shows the improvement in the operational efficiency of the business enterprises. Now, next is your net profit ratio. Net profit ratio, when you take the net profit, it should be net profit after tax. It means you have to also deduct the tax. You will not taking the tax net profit with the tax, but you have to deduct the tax just to compute the net profit ratio. Net profit after tax is divided by the revenue from operation, and will be for to calculate it into the percentage, you are to also multiply by 100. So here we can say that what is the net profit here? So net profit here means the revenue from operation minus the cost of the revenue from operation. Also you have to minus the operating expenses, non-operating expenses, you have to add the non-operating income, and also you have to minus the tax as they already given. So what is the importance of the net profit ratio? The net profit ratio is an indicator of the overall efficiency of the business. Higher the net profit, better will be the business. This ratio will help in determining the operational efficiency of the business. An increase in the operating ratio over the previous period shows improvement in the operational efficiency, and decline means otherwise, or you can say decline means the inefficiency. The comparison with the industry standard is also an indicator of the efficiency of the business. So moving to the fifth one, this is the return on investment or the return on capital employed. So return on investment or the return on capital employed show the relationship of profit with the capital employed. So net profit result, the net result of operation of the business is neither profit or loss. So the sources that the fund used by the business to earn profit are proprietors fund and loan. So we can say that in this you can say that there is a capital employed. In all there is a revenue from operation, but in this fifth ratio you have taken here the capital employed. What do we mean by the capital employed? So capital employed means the fund you have just take together. It is it's a owner's fund as well as the owner has arranged from the outside. The both fund, when it is invested somewhere, or when the money, the business money is employed for the work, and how the way of the revenue it is coming back to you, which is called the return on investment or capital employed. So for the computation of capital employed, it is computed on the either on the liability side or on the asset side approach. If we are taking the liability side, we will have to take the shareholder fund, that is the share capital, reserve and surpluses. In case the surplus or balance sheet of P&L has a debit balance, it is deducted from the shareholder fund if it has a negative balance. And also non-current liabilities, they will also be going to be added. Now come to the asset side, it is computed by adding non-current asset, in which all kind of your non-current asset will come, plus working capital. Working capital means the current asset minus current liability. So what is the purpose of calculating it? That is the return on investment or return on capital employment assess overall performance of the enterprises. It measures how efficiently the resources of the business are used. Return on capital employed is a fair measure of the profitability of any concern with the result that performance of the different industry may be compared. An enterprise should be a satisfactory ratio. To assess whether the ratio is satisfactory or not, it should be computed with its own ratio of the past years and with the ratio of similar enterprises in the industry, or with the ratio of the industry's averages. So we can say that all these ratios are very important. With the help of the turnover ratio, you try to see activity of the business, and also you try to see that how these all activity, whether it is related with your you can say the inventory, whether it is related with your trade receivable, or you can say the whether it is related to the sale, credit sale or purchases, all activity on the basis of these activity you calculate the ratio. And also it's very important to see your profits of the business, and there are different profits you are taking, and try to take all profit and try to make the all these profit with the your key ratios, or a key, you can say the factor, that is the revenue from operation. You try to make the relation between the revenue from operation with the different kinds of profit. These are the gross profit, you try to see the relation with the revenue from operation. You have also seen the operating ratio with also with the revenue from operation. Then you have taken the operating profit with the revenue from operation. Also you have taken the net profit with the revenue from operation. It means in the profitability ratio you try to assess the relation of different kinds of the profit with the revenue from operation. The fifth ratio, that is the return on investment or return on capital employed, is little difference, because here the relationship is between the profit before interest, tax and dividend with the capital employed. So before doing it, you should also know what is the capital employed. Capital employed means when the owner try to gather its own money and the outside money, when it is gathered, and that money the owner is invested in the business, and when it invests in the business, how it grows, how the return comes towards the business. When something we just put it or invest it, how in return it is coming in the form of the revenue. So this is called the return on investment. So investment here means the capital employed. How you gather the capital, it is the two ways, either by the way of the debt or by the way of the equity. So the mix of these, you are actually employing this fund, this investment or a capital. When you employ your capital, in what way the return is coming towards the business, and you have to see that percentage. So you have to take the profit which is before the interest of, if you have raised the debt capital, there must be the interest. Taxes, you know, tax you will take it. Also the dividend means it is the profit you will take. This is the profit where nothing is deducted. You are taking, you have taken here the raw profit where the interest is in it, the taxes is in it, and also the dividend in it. So just to calculate the return on investment, you are just taking with the view of this, with calculation of this, you can have a view about that if if the company employs the capital, how the revenue and which way the revenue or the turnover of the sale or the revenue comes towards the business. So it is a very good form of assessing the different kinds of the profit with the help of the ratio. With the ratio you can at least understand that what is the what is the speed of rising or declining. With the help of that, analyzing all the different kinds of the profits, you can come to know that how your business is going on. What is the percentage you are getting in the form of the profit. So you have studied different kinds of profit here. There is a gross profit you have studied, then you have also studied the operating profit, net profit you have studied, also the return on investment. So this is all about your accounting ratios. With that your chapter is going to be over, but there are so many sums that on the basis of this formula you have to apply this formula in the different numericals, because when you do the numerical then you come to know about how to calculate all these terms, because this is merely the formula, but before doing the formula or applying the formula you also know that how you are going to recalculate all these terms. These terms can only be calculated when you do the more and more practice. It is all need the practice. This chapter actually needs a lot of practice, because there is only the you can say the formulas of different ratios are given in front of you, but it can only be solved when you practice this more and more. So it is very much required for you to do more practice, and this topic is very much useful for your examination point of view as well as for practical point of view, because when you do make the practical file, you have to sometimes you also choose the specific kind of the project, and which the ratio plays a very important role, where you want to calculate the different ratio, then you want to also comment on it. So it is not only useful for your examination, for the written examination, but also you have to, it is based on your practical. The analyzing of the ratio, accounting ratio as well as the cash flow, both are very important topic from your book, and also it is for your project, on the basis of your project as well as for examination. Both the lessons are very important. So you should be very much serious about these lessons, and you should practice more and more these lessons. So it is enough for today. I will say good luck to all my students.